Why not? The truth will always prevail. It's like those lawyers and everyone else is telling, oh, Christie, you can't talk about what you know. And I said, bull garbage, okay?
But I'm trying to...
if it's the truth and there is nothing to hide. People only cover things up when there's something to hide. So something's going on here, or more people who were there and know that she's innocent would be talking. That's it in my book.
Well, you know, let me tell you something. People have gone to reporters, people with degrees and, acceptable middle-class people, professionals and stuff like that, have gone to reporters and have said nice things about Shawna and have said, we think she's great. We don't see how she could have done this. This is insane. And, of course, nothing has been printed. I am going to withhold any testimony that I've got until the trial. That's it. That's final. I don't know anything special that anybody else.
It just doesn't sound like the truth to me. I mean, they offered to pay me to shut up. And I said, you know what? A word that we're not allowed to say on here with a U behind it, I don't make deals with the devil. So
I haven't made a deal with anybody. I'm not being paid to talk or to not talk.
So you've never worked the border with Shawna. You had never met her before until the day after this event, and you're 100% convinced of her innocence, just like that.
I am, because of the political agenda of the government media complex and the vast left-wing conspiracy to fry her for this particular crime. There are too many things that just don't add up. The only thing that they've got on her, the only thing, is Jason Bush's confession, which was later recanted, and I'm going to guess that it was probably coerced. We don't know how many hours they interrogated him before he finally turned her and Albert in. We don't know that. There are so many things that we don't know. There is no physical evidence against Shawna. Nothing.
Because I want to make sure we get to callers, and in the interest of time, why is the website Justice for Shawna Forde and not Justice for Shawna, Jason, and Gaxiola? Because, I mean, if she's innocent, they would be innocent too, right?
I think that anything that helps Shawna, and if she is found innocent, probably Albert would be innocent as well, and most likely Jason would be too. I've spoken to Jason. He is a very intelligent man, and I don't peg him as a mass murderer. I think maybe in some way he is also a victim of everything that has the circumstances that has swept all three of them up into it. But I can't prove that. I don't know that.
But you still think that they're innocent?
I say Shawna's innocent. She's affirmed her innocence.
Shawna,
I believe
but not
she will
Albert
be declared
and Jason?
innocent. I think Albert and Jason are probably innocent too.
Okay. Let me, I want to make sure we get to the callers. This is an unavailable number. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hello. Is this Louie?
Yeah, hi. Lainey, quick question. How can I make my pot more potent?
Come on, Louie. You are not calling in with a prank call tonight.
Well, I mean, I kind of figured this lady sounds kind of delusional, so I might as well. She's probably smoking the good stuff. I need to know. I'm experimenting with different species of plants to make my pot more potent. So
I don't do drugs.
Louie, we did the show on hemp, and just as a reminder, anything you want to know about hemp, go to Time for Hemp. It's the show right before ours here on American Freedom Radio, Tuesday and Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. Central. Louie, thanks so much for your call, but we do have to stay on topic here. Russ is on the line, and it looks like he has something to add. Welcome, Russ.
Well, good evening, Christie, and thank you. Hey, Lane.
Hi, Russ.
I'm curious, Wayne. You're still on the border, and while there, and since I've removed myself a bit, it's become clear that whole Minuteman movement is so infiltrated, and with what appears to be one clear goal, and that's to create a physical war between the invaders and those currently holding the position in the land. And either way this goes, it's only going to upset everybody, isn't it?
Well, something that's very interesting that I've discovered through some fairly intensive research is that what's going to happen, and this is, again, we're talking about the political situation, which is the main thrust of the website, is the politics behind what's happened, Shawna. In 2010, the Border Patrol is going to be withdrawn from the border, and civilian companies, civilian security companies, like, for example,
out of the UK.
Yes, well, Halliburton, XP,
last year.
Yeah, whatever, are going to, they've got like $2 billion in contracts or something like that they're going to give to private security firms. Shawna was probably on to something. She was right at the flashpoint there. And I think that she knew a lot of things that they didn't want her to know, and she was in the process of discovering them. And the fact of the matter is, if people are going to run private security contracts at the border, like, for example, Chris Simcox went to Obama in March of this year, and they liked his plan for security at the border. If people like Chris Simcox and other interested parties are going to run private contracts at the border, they don't want Minutemen like Shawna poking around there for free. They're just getting in the way. They got to get rid of them.
Lane, and that may be a viable story, but we do know for a fact that all along the border, from at least 2005, that Americans have been killing those coming across the border illegally.
We do?
Now, it hasn't been, yes, really.
Where are the bodies?
Arizona. It's in the local small town medias and on the blogs. It's been going on. Now, at the same time, we know that it's difficult to fund. We know that Shawna made claims that she was going to do this to numerous witnesses. She wasn't, and she isn't the only one. There's been a discussion at that underground, at that of quote-unquote fringe America, saying we've had enough. We are going to take the law into our own hands. It's the nature of things. It happens.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute, Russ. Let me stop you for a minute. I want to clarify something you said. Are you saying that Shawna actually claimed that she was going to kill people?
She was not going to kill people. She was going to take drugs and money from the cartel to fund her operation. That's my understanding, yes.
I never heard that.
I've never met Shawna, so I can't tell you for sure what she said or didn't say.
Is that media spin?
I read that somebody said that's what she said. That's as much as I know.
Okay,
and
media
I'm only
spin.
going on what I know. My point was, innocent or guilty, she, based on a lot of information that's out there, and Christie's first-hand witness stated this is what she's going to do. So whether she did it or she didn't do it, she put herself in a position to be used. And I'm more along the lines to think that she is a Fed put there for the purpose to cause the problems. That's my opinion.
Well, if she's a Fed and she's being supported by the federal government, they're not treating her very well, are they?
They're the only ones that can go around committing crime after crime after crime, and then, they use just exactly what you say, Lane, for a political agenda, and the political agenda, I believe, is very clear, because now, in the media and political eye, all Minutemen are bad, they're all racist, they're all murderers, now you can't have guns, now you can't patrol the border, now we need hate crime legislation to prevent things like this. So, of course, it's for a political agenda.
I'm so happy that you mentioned those things, Christie, because I wanted to tell you that what's at stake in this case is First Amendment rights. The right to speak out, the right to have freedom of speech, the Second Amendment right to have a constitutional citizens militia, and the right to keep and bear arms. And I've got to tell you something about the First Amendment. Whenever we have spoken out in favor of Shawna and we have exposed the SPLC for what it is, we've been dumped on. Me, personally, I've been dumped on by the SPLC. They've continued to circulate the same lies.
We all have. But what I want to know is, where was the SPLC when they knew Minutemen were shooting other people 2.5 years ago?